yana ma se ena no pay yakwa ba na de ye beka ho asema no pay na ye bibia ho hia ye papa randi me pa cho aka ba ko fa ba ko no so me da se aba ena ye beka sa e de afa yenso esese ye ka esan se yenso asem na ye kan yenso asem ena yenso so ye nkwa enti se ahwe na yanka ho asem a de how pa ena bebre yen so man ena no pay minim say wa over the week ye nyina ye hunu eti se de ekuku ahodo asore de fa galamsey ni tuo ene nema ahodo a ewo mo se tumi hwe ne ye hu bibi no na labor unions no so ehia mo mo kasai pa de fa ho na enya sam keto se bibia nema ekono sa ban anhwe ntua na mom bi ahwe be boso be ko na wiye no wo mo beti atua na so be ye kire e de atia aban na yeda sore ya enra aban se wate bedwaku bi sa bedwaku no na eba behwe na wo mo ne stakeholders edi nkomo se na be betumi aboa na yetumi nya galamsey ni tu no anofo mesebre yebeti aba yebehwe aban move awaye no anamo aban atu no near the other videos as sector ministers any panyfo bi so e can for the same thing ho ne ahwe se okun ya yesi ya kun any committee yesi ya tie no ebe ye di resource bi na committee no members na ewumu no krankasa no wo hu ne sai na ya hwe se de se labor unions no de abanka no komato yema ba na mboa ntanke no anu no bibie no hobio nti nkomo de bedi akwachiri papa se me de kanka na ebe kan yi sini andi sinsam no so ye beka no so ho asem na fe ya hwe ne mahodo a eka ho na no pay esanse labor ho sam hia ye nti ana se yensu no ne ye kwaye no ho hia ye pa nti no ene deputy general secretary edema Ghana Mines Workers Union and the hode wo mu die mu a e wo menchen e wo ha Jerry Ando e wo ha Jerry akwaba bibi aboko ye de radiase ena fe obakun so kame home okushemu a waba ai George Kojo Money ono na e was enough assistant secretary edema NPP amayuko no Money ati say mi hu wache wakushemu a na waba
na obofo madwuma kakra
na waba bonte
submarine
no we pia bonte
sa pepe no
good ye be sha say ancha bedwafo aka na be kayen sana fi ye nyina ya kabum ne da hye so ne ahwe owura ando mam hye sem famfiri so Mines Workers Union ebra galamsey tu enye na sha say ache akoso abepim sa abiri anya bia mukuo na mumu no directly no sa famugudie tu na famu na sefo no mutu na mo bi fa ho na mutu yi a kusi sen se mo ntu so adenti na mo ntu.
Okay, edikan medawasi na yahwefo nyina so machiaw ana pay na ne obusa question bi say Ghana Mines Workers Union galamsey enye nne na adien na ya fa ho ana sembe na yaka fa ho da na galamsey na enye nne number 1 you started say you too good wo hada you who good wo Ghana no be ka say galamsey started it say you too sort na obi ko ba bia sort wa fa ensu ni bi na ono so adra nya ne sort kakra we dey wo kofi akodi ada so hoyi bisa sa na galamsey started me amete he be me fie busuema na me papa we mines nti me teta kwa no na menim galamsey si na galamsey tie galamsey na ye simple memo na omo community ni mu no ofa ne bottom miensa na wape kwan na wakoba bia mines na nkasa wo eno no mko from sa time no a me so no na ye nye surface mine wo Ghana ni nyina ya underground nti ono be create audit bi efe na audit kwan a obekwa koto mines na nkasa ne concession mu na wasesa kakra na oba obe ofosoro a na wanyama na wawo anhwea no because gold na nkasa na de we gold ya pie no eye nketenkete pa tu betumi anya be se dem ha anhwea dem ha na bia gold abenya na ye 1 gram ye fe no 1 gram per ton sa gold so we grade ni wo soro abetumi anya 3 grams underground ye soro
okay
no gold we no e wo soro pa nti oba within a matter of 4-5 days wanyam awia horo gold no e de med na mercury no achi gold no na owia wakwako bene anase wakɔhye gold no ene mercury no ene yefe no amalgam. Gold no temperature or burn no very high, but mercury no lower. Inti ye burn a bo say mercury no kɔ. Na wachi mercury no wiem, owia no nya gold no ase. Sa gold no enye very fine. Ti no obi abeto no nipa kɔ na refine na wakotom. Acha 1 week obese akɔ so akɔ bottle no mienu. Ebinim wo ho mo a obekɔ ase ho bi abe 1 week na ɔhye ho. Ti okɔ wɔ de aduane ne nsuo kakra kɔ. Wakɔ hye ase ho. Oya obenya be 2 3 no bi so tesoro a o twen
monitor
your friend load o twen no sa nti at that time no the only problem ane wo galamsey hu ni say omo wie free obi a aban no ana state no ama no concession say onye mining. So the problem at that time was stealing from the concession owners which are the mining companies. Because gold no before answer who say gold wa ha boni free be exploration enti wo beko I to say wo tu sika gu akohwehwe sika wo betumi atu sika na gu na wunya gold no enti exploration is very expensive ti omu di miners na chi so who say miners no wanya gold wa ha no akwa wie bi ti sa time no ye problem na ye nya wo ho pa ne say Memi Mine Workers Union, me member, and I say me kwabena, makwasiye, say me koye adwuma nkasa ama mines. Na wakohia galamsey ni. Ono so be pe area. Utran ya na kwentokwa. At that time no, the major problem we had with galamsey was security and theft.
Okay.
Now, misano obewa bon say battalion and access squad free takrade. Oma tite bebia galamsey for no be pie free we ni mu no obo pie ani ache squad de mu nyina gu come straight to takrade wa wabusu an woska ni aba beliu sa na esi kakran eni ebedu ba bia empenifo bia mu wo sika kakra na chese gold na capital intensive kakra e decide say yenso ye diska kakra be shim because that time no na Ghana ya rectify and answer ya accept surface mining. Inti baby a gold ni wasa asinani no. Yenso ye be pesika ya kofa samples akọ lab. Ye hu se gold we yen mass e be ye full scale mining. But at that time no there were laws. Inti uba na benya concession na. Unya concession ko EPA ya maw permit. Ya wo permit be a friend of permit conditions. Ube to gold na wo to gold ni wi abe ahemfa na obekoro wo horo ahemfa na wonsuo na wo bekoro na be fi beba be nsuo na wa horo wie na enye anya na nsuo na aye take na ahemfa na wo de beko ekwan be so na betutu se na be ya ensign my back MSA environment. So these things were surviving. It is see aye ka say there were people who are in small scale mining, we are responsible mining.
I see.
Now that time on Ghana Workers Union, your neck meetings are ye were clips for yaka about government coming in to protect mine workers and then protect concession owners, because at that time the problem was not people who already have money, who are Ghanaians like us, hiding behind certain people and going into wanton destruction of the earth and the environment. And the security as some any problems are war and small scale mining anyway na yaka wansem e benya evidence be dia ma. Okay. Na mmom de ye wo etum sisi yi. Ade bia ye frɛ no for young Ghana Workers Union, deliberate act on leadership. And the leadership is not about party A or party B. The leadership has been the leadership, the bane of Ghanaian leadership. Because galamsey no started say eko assassinani. Na menu mienu galamsey for mo boys some galamsey obi eni wo sika obetumi import champagne every China whether assembled or not assembled edi aba edi esi machine so track so every tema edi akọ dunkwa ofin say o de kwakosi nsuo nani na wonu nsuo nani na wo de atwe alluvial gold na ba boys ni says can when the partner Ghana decided that okay, ye be your front for partnership. Problem is starting here. Me kai park 4 times. Dunkwa ofin. Obachi China for some ha many because be na mete no na China bus no edibisi ye bus no 6 a.m. na bus edibisi wo China for be 50 omo ne Ghana for na partner into ukwa in the name of the concession na Ghanaian because galamsey or small scale mining is supposed to be the preserve of the locals into concession owner na Ghana ni ba obe cost site ho no China for the create regional because omo musika bia na wase ono de ni na daso keke nti bia o gi 10% and o gi 20%, the rest is going to the Chinese ono China ni no say no China for to me catch a plane say omo nimbe bia good wo Ghana Ghana for na chiro bia good wo a whole na problem na started because they have machines so time na China for by na Ghana you started say you fight China for involvement in small scale mining because they were not adhering to the rules, the permit condition, because Ghana never got a permit. No, the man, no, yen your PBR. In fighting the Chinese, we finished fighting the Chinese, then we decided to enter ourselves, the Ghanaians, and we entered with power. You understand when I say power? People who were in the helm of affairs, who had power within the districts, within the regions, and the rest started going there because you're fighting China for no na yankasi yeshim. You're fighting China for no yankasi yeshim. Ghana near our power, our system mukakra. Laws no yankasa no on fine yejuma. Ukura permit na ni open obeye because say EPA inspector no eba or ye be a district inspector waba who say akwesi mining ade na oye ni nyina against the permit conditions obecho report be ko be report ni endu baby a eno na dia be dunne se na yetu enti Ghana Man Workers Union ye start here ewia na ewom security threat ewom ni nyina yaka ho asemda na baby adu no abro yeso because ohwe ne yekoso na oti akra wadwen be so nsuo na birim river na yasen enye no na menum pra river na ejina fa kono ntumi nkono enye no na menum nti mi feel TUC and organized labor have decided to come into the fray because the economy and here in the next 5 years, as I tell you, scran, you're importing ensure. Now, me and nana, our tea a crowd and saying, or no, by a day, no one imported what I be anom. Nature said the vicious cycle is coming. Question I will say, and who see and say, where is Forestry Commission? Where? In the scheme of things, where are they? As a union, we have been at the forefront, but where it has gotten to, okay, the powers that be have entered the fray for the last 15 years. It has been spearheaded by people who already have power in the society, and that is where we find ourselves now.
Mo share here no mo kan sama hodo bi kan say aban mbane money no sa illegal money or whatever omo mbane no kra na mo ma ban ultimatum by the close of the month no wanya obitu na mo be ese mutubia na utie bra mo kan wie na Lands and Natural Resources Minister kan say sa state of emergency na we say aban declare no draconian na okawie ye no the deputy owura Mrekudu Council community mining kuria okobia no na ma yentie na sam no kan ne fa toto mo so mo dia mo kan no na hwe say o fa ne say nti yenhwe the owura Mrekudu kan ne sam register ai
no si ehwe ni ekoso na ehwe yensuo se ne yense no na eyebone se be se yensuo eyebone se ye de machine ba ko tu nsuo so na yaye mine da wo nsuo so eyebone se ye de mercury be ku yensuo na ye nyina so je se sa krofo a omo bo oman no ye to omo sofa enya aban ko asudi nsuo bi a wo Ghana ha efa nkrom mu ansa akobopum pra ofin Omunyina yenim baabi a ɛhyɛ ɛna yenim baabi ewie. Pra ɛnam nkrom. Ɔfe ɛnam nkrom. Nsi aka ne nyinaa na nkrom. Na saa nkrom ni nyinaa yɛadwene kɔ nkrom sɛ yɛ ma kwan ma obi a nyɛ mining ɛwɔ saa nsuo mu a menim sɛ nansa pɛ nsuo no nyinaa ni bɛte. Ɛyɛ yɛn Ghanafoɔ asodie sɛ yɛbɛbɔ yɛn nsuo no ho ban. Ne yɛhwɛ sɛ responsible mining nso ɛbɛkɔ so. Nananom mate sɛ organized labor foɔ ɛka sɛ yɛmmaa ne mining. Organized labor foɔ menim sɛ ɔmo yɛ Ghanafoɔ a ɔmo kasa ɛkɔ akyire yɛde anidie sonko ɛde ma ɔmo na nea megyina wɔnim ne Ghanafoɔ nim aka ne sɛ ɔmo call for the ban on mining is misdirected. The call on the ban of mining by the organized labor is misdirected.
Yeah.
Organized labor for someone who can say, "Yay, Emma, mining in Kosono." Miss Romo, a Dikaino, let me hear from what said. A buying and a more what two. Mampani na nado danko akufuado anamoa watu moti operation Vanguard asuda afua omoba rounds teaching Crawford teaching machines in 2020 yehunu biana yehunu Ghana formula ehunu kura na eda na nado danko akufuado akoma so se obetu omo almost say yes, you know, Sosa. Nanso, communities are mining home piano, nanum, MPP amayo konu lusu na. Community bia mining home no, MPP for lusu ye. Adenti MPP for lusu ye. Question no. Adenti and MPP lusu all the mining communities. As I said, Samra na do down kwa kufuado. Eka lo krese yenye no na yewura mahama enam se munye na yetimu kwa me ba me jamo entia me rese organized labor ebeka che yewura mahama se omepa Ghana fo chawo na sa nsamu no a ensem fata se obi a wata mampenya kunwa so wobeka no enka so ri kan eye no wi a na wa ba beka se Sebemia say,
and then they can say, your mother will be at that prison. Say, Omuya galamsey. And so, you're watching China Niba, I know your galamsey queen. Ono the more of an uncle Jina court, and for an uncle too. Most on there, Uncle Nicrom, and I'm way down the free or home. And so you're mad yet. Omoda if you say ezu ya ba omo amochi omo galamsey no omo atu omumu ya be ma omo amnesty no omo asaba ezu Yojidi say, Emabia omo from here, omo enu omo ho. Enti yebe yi omo na yama omo another chance. If we say yebe yen hihye a ebema enyoma ayeye. Ye yi mu yen koye senia ye absese se woka party bi ho ana se wonye nipa bi ene galamsey no ye mpene ma wonye wo de kotrans na komku na ye party for DC mu ene ho ahwa no omo de galamsey no omo apene ma omo ye ezu na ne ya ne se obi excavator ya je Now they come out before. Now on the 2 gold. Now they out here. And then they say me ban. Excavators I had to get free for you. I have a job at the near side their mom.
Yakwatini yakoshare and etie enimi no ram rekuduka na sam okan ye on the directly no na okan adefa labor unions for no ho na ye bebisa kwabena se dia ram rekuduka kan no sorti o se wo mu asam o mo kan no misdirected adenti na video e mapen dada mama de ahwe na before the 2020 election. Enti no hwe kwan se adan na labor union for no anko kanche mapenim mama se omna no mepa chew mpaga na for chew kwabra sauti o se mo ana ma muti no mo sama mo kana misdirected.
The word misdirected no me maintenance na to whom much is given much is expected. Who is ruling Ghana today? Who has the power to activate Article 31, which is the emergency power in Ghana? Who has? Is it John Mahama or is it Nana Akufo-Addo? I listened to Nana Akufo-Addo in Dunkwa where he made a profound statement to say, almost say me be say galamsey, me ba be shimo kena. So public pronouncements on galamsey itself, okay, from both sides. That's why earlier on me can say the leadership of Ghana to a very large extent have failed us. Now the year we say one yes you know say no Ghana Water Company into me and Dani you know man baby you bet me anu no Oshana minister we say minister misdirected in what manner? We are telling the president of Ghana today, he was the one who has the power. Oh, say, what situation be? Na situation you do baby, I say to a certain state. You can say, oh, wait, me baba ye window dressing. And answer me the band aid, ebe kata, we so. A chrono baby, eduno. Okay, be engineer. Whether would you need normal, would you need registered, would you need registered? Momo bia and my your friend say mine for now, okay. Then the next step is to go into who is doing what, who needs to go back and who needs never to enter concession or any. So in the wisdom of organized labor, so yankasa yengina bibia, yan possible bibia. Na yen komu say ye kwakoye XYZ. This is the solution. Then me make a we another party, political party A, political party B. Because Vanguard, Galam stop me a there are people who know for a fact to say people have that inclination that these activities were geared towards switching the actors in galamsey from one party to the other. So we took the military there, okay, take machine from certain people and give it to others, or take concession from other people and give it to others. These are the perceptions outside there. And so the commonality in this matter is the fact that you drink water, I drink water. MPP drinks water, NDC drinks water. Now the water that is at stake there is nothing like NDC water and MPP water. There is a need for us, and the only person that is in that pole position to act decisively is the president of Ghana. How do we go and say that in the same vein that we are asking, and we are solution oriented? The labor unions are solution oriented. We are looking for a solution for what we are facing now. How do we in that same free go and say that former President Mahama 2020 election campaign okay ABCD be pay chow? Will we be seen as serious people? It will be seen as if we are also playing to the gallery of politicians. And so we didn't do that. There was no need to do that. The person at the helm of affairs who has power, who we have voted for, is the one that will go to and say that XYZ has to be done at this time. Otherwise, we'll advise ourselves.
What's here? Some pay for me. No, can about the about can Momo wants some more can first person will be here no. The sector minister.
Sure.
And see the deputy in charge of mines. And so some can their farm will say, "Master Mamokano, and Chay and Koye." And you next say, "One million na." Yeah, this are sector national Monsano. One more yardini. Let's say so many more yardini, you know. And I'm moving a movie too.
Oh, I'm not going to do this. You can't your friend say. Yeah, press release him. Say, you expect to say by the end of this month, okay, a responsible government in place should have decisive action, activate certain articles in the constitution, pause illegal mining, whether small scale or illegal or galamsey, pause it, okay. Let's go into the nitty-gritties. Who is sitting at the bed of the water? Who is turning the soil and pumping back muddy water? Sure. You see, we don't want to go into certain things. I'm a chemical engineer. Okay. When you talk about turbidity, so when you assume, number one, all these rivers were flowing.
Yeah.
When they flow, they settle. Okay. Because there's a tide that comes in. When it is going, all the denser particles in the water will drop. That is where gold drops. Gold is very dense. It is a gold no way. Insu no hwe ko sa abo say gold no. And one can say because or no. But it say what these people have done is that they put the machine on the bed of the river. Some of the videos ni bia member be mienu miensa ekura road akese pa. Insuo no mu say ya
video no hwehwe na mo fanto so
ya insuo no saa na watene no na wa pump insuo na or high current pon wa pump insuo na ba chamfa anim na atumi agi gold na ye kwese na aba owi a odi insuo na watene ye ko na egu insuo no mu back. Now say ye jai we na 3 days time insuo no be go back. But if you say when the president put his presidency online, after that this Vanguard and the rest went into operation. How many weeks, how many months, how many years? Me ameti hey, not every 4 days biya. Me ko dunkwa onofen. Akodi 10 days ho na masen aba. Because na me ye dwuma man si bi mo ho. So every 2 weeks biya me nam offense. Every 2 weeks be a man offense. So insuno it never improved. We were here, we were told that when we put Vanguard and the rest in place, the waters have come back to normal and all that. Assuming without admitting, say, no kind of area, a then yako back. A year then in yako back. Young one says, "At time no crown, no correct." Yeah, me tia me say, "No correct." Insuno anye young kobe biya. So publicly. We say one thing on the grounds is different. So at time on a per se, the media and all that should have gone down to say that Mr. President, you're okay there. You're sure hey. And yes, sir. Number one, what you needed to do is to do a turbidity test. Time now, what the operation in there's time I okay so bad. Turbidity test, the first one is say, second one is say there's improvement. You can show to all of us. But we come in the media, meanwhile, it will take years before it will settle because you need to move the water. It has to move before particles. What's turning up? It is a cocoa. How does cocoa settle? So mama press muna ye mama case can some so ye jai never is here. Mijina ho ena former president. Of a helicopter. Now we see form I am free. Let chiefs live in Eguho. And also say money more yes, a more trap plane mu. And a more shiny more yet more massa sia. And can him for no much more free. The friend say galamsey. But the question is all about what? Talk. It has always been about talk. And that is the reason why the organized labor says that there's enough of the talk shop. You have to committee in Kusiaga. Oh,
Woni gidi o committee
military for no poko e krapa angosi aga na committee a obetra kra why dey
committee no yenhwe members wo mo constituent committee no the odi kan national security minister Urakandapa ne o kan bi Samuel Abujinapo ono na lance minister and afi defense minister Dominic Nitiwu and afi minister of employment and labor relations Ignatius Brafo Ewua and Fatimatu Abubakar anusha minister of information enti yanhwe sa committee wo as obi a unimu minds adwuma no mu unimu dwumadi mu no obetumi aye bibi betumi afimu aba essential national security minister ono no aka some years back say galamsey dey to no pursue national security threat lance minister ne samo masamo ka na draconia the deputy so say na say lance minister ne ono mo nya adwene no the deputy so say misdirected ono mo nya adwene no labor relation minister no minim de obebe ye wo mu de se bi omo no mo be kasa na ma jaya se negotiations bi na be koso a ye ni mu a bebe ye duro any government stand any utterances no mu labor union for mu hu de say okuna asem na mo ka no se say no kamia say abani nyintumu ana sabani gitumu ana say den na mo ye se say na mo aka aban so aka ne de the next line of action na fi yenhwe
well en kamiye mu a nka bia president na kasa so beka because your directives no and as your demands are no it is at the doorstep of the president. We understand that. I don't want to believe say Abujinapo speaks the mind of the president. I don't want to. What must I say? And so in as much as they have spoken their mind, I'm sure that by all means what they've said the president has also heard it. Okay, now yet the say a minimum year BBNC by the end of this month we will deploy our arsenals, and that is to let the whole world know that we have a government in place that is not willing. You see, when you look at a Newman SCC all over the years, the last 10 years, and especially the last 6-7 years, okay, there is ample evidence that there's a lack of political power to tackle galamsey head on. And so, some of us, it is not new, say, Abujinapo Beka say draconian. How draconian is it? And now you say president and activity Article 31, emergency powers. Okay, dunka ofe. Insure na you say the free ha eko ha. Memo biara. Nefa military for nkogu ho say. Memo bia nya say yenchi obia machine. Memo bia anko ho. Nipa bia di ho. Ofa your friend say Asante Mampong area ho memo biara enko ho. Ade ye ka ye hwe no. Stop it. Your committee that is even you have set up ad hoc committee can be working, but the most important thing is that stop it. So for you to come and say so backward draconian misdirected the politics, because I hear so easy for us to say even in parliament but there are yet laws near the a whole parliamentarian can come up and say that oh mo party we mo galamsey sin yen ni ade insure ni any pap yen insure. So where we have the and now having another conversation labor unions believe that a baba be another committee. The baba throw papers go me a throw report no and in the next couple of months power will change hands to whether the same party or to another party, and then there will be a report. It will be on the shelf. Okay, if I should be okay. Me da say kwajo money na mema Sechumesi akwaba set akwaba bibi aboko he says Excellency Sam PL so be kayensa last week won to me ama ni nyina ne say oku Cape Coast ekota krade okudi ne hu kani afi nti Your Excellency mo akwaba ma shede nso e da se papa money muna mo aben all can sama hudu bi
So that political will no any ho. And unti ama okono ayedi. Can't me. What should be a yedru ya? So my we are saying in Amara Cratches. So okunsi amami nuntamu a. Mobetumi akọ bi ambaku bi a na mo nsuo da hode obi amfa ne sanka. So they would rubegum. So be send and the way. So your man mu ampo na mo ko motwa mo na mo ko a nsuo wo man mu no mo bi amfa ne sanka. Esanse nsu ayankwa. That's the international law down.
Of course.
The labor union of working any sector ministers can you know. Obi beka say I didn't come when you're ready some obaku. As I said bridge ye na say a pra river bridge. Bridge ayen commission here.
Miami crew.
Wa crew. Bridge ayen commission here. E ho na chamfan si a etu galamsey. Ye DC ni ho. Police commander ni ho. Obi ani ho obetumi ho aka say de ekoso ni.
Me da say say the wo kan nyina ewum no kre. I may a bit of a background because this galamsey I can was me. I've done quite some research into it. February 2017 to June 2017. I'm a failed project manager MI Ecosystems International. Into I redirected the course of BRIM, Achima Pepem, Achima Dadientem, Chibi. Even Chibi Industrial Park reclamation exercise, I was part in the ESR reclamation. ESR reclamation exercise. They built the Chibi Industrial Park. So that time, we were writing papers on how we think galamsey should be done in a very safe and environmentally friendly manner. Now, yes, also a proposal some practical solutions. Abina started. He started Okomi Krum Bibienia. They've started doing some of those things why he believes that it will create jobs at the same time limit these galamsey issues. They can't say we are not galamsey thing is not one person's problem. Galamsey is a national issue. It must be viewed from a very national perspective. It is not about rolling a ball and saying say we and as say. You see, some colleagues of mine did a research which have been published. Their research even concentrated on Upper West. In Upper West, who say many of the communities in Upper West omoye galamsey. Now, of course, our community now omoye galamsey now 69.3% of the populate are all involved in the galamsey. It tells you say galamsey is no longer about one person or two, but it is community endemic. Because a community people and either directly or they depend on the people who are doing it. This episode tackle galamsey. It is from that point of view, and I was so share. Galamsey issues, as he rightly alluded to, it's not a new phenomenon because even Ghana Water Company or more alarm is a new phenomenon. The letter in which they wrote their publication, when they compare 2014 publication, the only difference was the date. The content was the same.
That's saying
about Ghana importing water is the same, which means that the problem has to be tackled head on. And yes, ye way and as ye way. I am of the view, just as the minister said, I kept asking myself when I first listened to UTAG. Now we say ban illegal mining. Then beside myself, how can something which is illegal be banned? You should rather be calling for the enforcement of the law. The enforcement of the law, because something which is illegal cannot be banned. You can only stop it. If you are saying that you should ban something which is illegal, then it means that in the first place you recognize it as a legal thing, and so it might. I feel now say I stop it. But so because illegal no, I found it very difficult to understand. You understand? However, so we put in the way say the laws of the country must work, because already mining act. I'm coming from a region where 7 out of the 9 districts mining from a western north. 7 out of the 9 districts mining. I'm equally coming from a district where there is no galamsey, no mining, Bia East and Bia West. Baby a river bia efa no. Geological survey omo data na che say possibly crumpon be any line ye hono me na efa. We were even endowed than the rest. But ye nye bi. What start say wo ba ye nye bi because there a whole company na me nya gidi say kasa sovereignty relies in the people is indeed true because omo ba betum komena. Omo betum komena no some person omo yi gravel no omo testing. Untum wie we will sack you. Eyo omo person omo ya alluvia no. Eyo omo ba eliokru omo ko eka akati so that for we will sack you.
Bia hono
because you see yenye enya de ya de atum se yepese ye.
Bia hono yenya ne tie se me producer mama nya tie se ya cross check ama ehunu se kuruma fo no kura ye ma start hihye omo isan se yesi akobo e se nde ne abo ho nkomena akobo test wo ho ene e fe no nkomena no nkobetu ba untum wie ade anu ti o wo ma chance ye no ade yesi ye ma ne enye kura enti ye ma ne enye kura de nkomena o nkohwana o ye ma ne ntukura in the first place
enti ana me catch on says you see the internal sovereignty relies in the people. If we say we don't want it, no matter the pressure from above, it will not work. It will not happen. Because in our studies, you realize this, before we started the ecosystem, we realize this, if you allow galamsey to start because of the money involved, you cannot control it. You cannot. And again, Ubaye Biamansimu, Kuku Nani, Kuku Nani, Mr. Pastor to Kuku since 1974. And actually, what trying not to share me, my older sister to Kuku. Me big brother to kuku me cry me baby school na me to kuku eno na nyina ya to ade bi sisa time so what asasa na baby obi ade be ko nti the air can say that is the approach that we must look at it. Now I just give you a background say
with the mentwawa no be serewa ade na yetu amana du baby
yes
ye hu say ese ne ma ahade yan pene mu bi anko
sir
wo kan say geology for the kind what's even acquire research or how mama who say
geological survey report
yes actually say it is adeni yen say ekotu wo a adenti na yen ma permit say yen ko sonhwe say bi wo ho ana
so say
adeni say ekotu esu yen matu bi say ko say bi wo ho ana onko hwe na yen den
won say unsem nua nka so kan bi am say prospecting but so we prospecting na say bi wo ho no that doesn't mean say it guarantees that once it is there you have to come. It is not so.
Okay, the idea yes, it is not so.
It is not so.
Okay.
And we should all have in mind, say all these bigger mines that are operating, the areas that they are mining was first a reserve. We should always have those things at the mind, at the back of our mind. What I'm saying is, the thing have become so endemic. So what do you do to stop it? You say more moon consume, more moon forest. Already, who mining will consume, whether being a big mine or a small mine is illegal. So what we should rather be calling for is law enforcement.
Now who's supposed to enforce the law?
That is why I'm coming. Along these water banks. You see, when the minister met the 16 regional ministers of UOSHIA press forum, one thing that he told them is you people are quite close and you are quite close to the actions. We all know, say, as humans, we live through experience, and when you are living, that is where you learn through the experience. Akufo-Addo came in 2018 and said he is banning galamsey. In fact, he placed a ban on small-scale mining. Was what banning. 2019 was he with Jertum. ABHS abe endemic. Bimu say, oh, we achieved some results until say introduce partisan politics, of which I don't want to go there because of both tips, partisan politics in there. Etina ebaye. Now the thing is happening again. What do? You call for an enforcement. To show must say, you have a DISEC, you have a RESEC. DISEC, security, district security committee, you people are in charge. And to me, Chrome, me Bernard Blay, ADC, some crofo, started some more, yes, sir. Now, the police for because he is the DC, me, Pamomo. Why can't the other DCs replicate same? Because you research and say there are sometimes there are case studies. When you study the case of a place, now the tutorial who say when we hear and a boy, you implement same. Into no catch on say at the same time so called region BR or RESEC or more regional security committee or who better knows the region than you people who are the security heads. Who better know? And the Operation Vanguard, as I said, bringing people from Accra and I say for it's not working, but rather use the local folks there to guarantee, say the law is being enforced. Yes, you don't mine across a mining zone. You should not go there. And to also be called, you have to do what? You have to arrest them. But you see, when you go on the front, I'll say, let's ban. Let's because I just want to even say ban, because something which is illegal is illegal. But if you go to the extent say let's ban, let's say small scale mining, research shows of which I have it here that more than dependency in the mining sector, close to 5 million people, almost 5.6 million people. 5.6 million. How many is Ghana's population? Even working population, Ghana, your working population is about 15 million. It means 1/3 of that people are within that sector. When that happens, that sector needs to be approached in a different kind of way, but not using the brute force. Because when you use brute force, it will not work. We've seen it before. Enforcing the laws.
Who is supposed to enforce the law?
The security agencies are supposed to do so. And we have somebody in charge of security. Oko region we have somebody in charge of security. Oba National, we have people who are in charge of security. See, my cousin was just in South Africa. Oko South Africa, different. They are facing the same challenge. Oko Australia, prospecting. They are facing the same challenge. Oko do one every time the minister for interior, minister for police. Even there was a time, I think in 2021 or 2022, a woman even attempted shooting the minister of police because of, let's say, he has not been able to stop mining along the river. No more pollution. He nearly shot the minister until the minister of police until so. Let's put the blame. You see, we should direct it where it's supposed to be.
Now, why do we direct it to?
Why do we have security agencies?
You understand?
Because you see, the problem we do, the problem we do, and they say we always want to adopt a political approach. And let me tell you one thing: every political party exists to do two things: to develop the nation in which they are, and the second one is to win elections. Everybody, not even every political party, everybody understands that. So, if a political party to take a stand, as he did in 2020. And it was used against him, the person, any reasonable person, anybody who as an evaluator would say it is time to relook at your actions, study what went wrong, and adopt a different methodology. Everybody would do that.
And because I lost the election, and then if I want to lose elections.
No, would he have achieved the first aim that he's supposed to do to develop the country? The opponent used that same thing to campaign against him. We should be very. That's why anytime I always say, because of my background and because of where I come from, I always want us to adopt a very holistic and nationalistic approach in dealing with some of these things.
Who can say security agencies enforce the law? Eastern regional minister say or the security men about 30. Ekwa some call kanta sa galamsey for what piece from here. Okwa no galamsey for no sophisticated weapons
more sophisticated.
Woman to me anko no regional minister no and then for no retreat here. It's a regional minister. Chairman of Rexec.
My next question to be the regional minister was that what was his follow-up action? Did he report it to the Ghana security agencies?
Do you want to tell me, say, enforcement of the law? We can't somewhere. I believe somewhere late last year, late this year. Maybe I'm not W. I said, and you say, be a galamsey couldn't to me. You bet me pa. But I see so called, yes, side with the man. It's a major day. Senior military men are now more preserving as a phone. Almost see winning. I do understand almost see and quiet now, so you're Sabaco, and what you chance about Koyachi. Baby, as I say, a call near quiet, a bit to me a buano. Yes, a man call. Would Catawanusa or Quadasoko, you place in us or Banswa, near the one yasam. It's no, I didn't. And
well, that is not what I saw on the grounds. When I saw people I almost started to say any more normal a contomra, Titoma ufi Nzaure qua contomra. Tanofa ho. Na omo water no so na that is not what I saw. What I saw was that they went there omo burning kofobi brave and make us no. There is one thing I've been stating, say something which is illegal cannot be banned. Something which is illegal, we enforce the law to make sure it doesn't happen. The things omo legitimately acquire license are perhaps their methodology and fit, the law even they are even roots in the Mineral Act. It can be, their licenses can even be revoked.
Now, what could be there?
What's say?
What could be there?
Oh, that's all reports. OBI report.
Some of these reported.
Some of these states, I don't know. I don't have the specific data to speak to it, but meaning say it is in the law. So be apply a different methodology. You can go there. See, there is one man, a professor of mine, Professor Famia, who was a geologist. Oh, Inchi. Or this small scale man which became a toast, not Kofofila Cote d'Ivoire. And the Benaya might say Cote d'Ivoire for no battling we say who could do no run near Benana was a hawk person. They came there to learn. Do I and so resettlement dam, no pumping issue, washing a Yanakota baby now and Sana Bibia settle. No close to any river. People were just trooping on Kopon currency just to come and see that thing that he has been able to do in mining, in Inchi, our win. You understand? So what I'm saying is we must adopt a very holistic approach. No, say that's what I'm telling you. Say 5.6 million of your populate, all of a sudden we say small scale mining. Without doing an auditing to know who are doing the responsible mining and non-responsible mining. Now, see our association are going around making press conference, say they will resist any attempt. When say now, even I think on the 2nd of September, Mankranso. In Shubiso, or for me or tax force. They went and arrested them. That is what I'm saying. Is when we adopt a citizen-led approach and empower the people to know, educate them to know about the dangers of these things. You see my district case study. These things will not happen. And then we must enforce the law. This is about enforcement of law. Nothing else.
Mati. Set. I'm say asema ye kan wo hu. Voices mienu bi ye di kan bo oram rekudu kade a wakokan ye say Labor Union for some no misdirected nti de adwuma be den ontumi fa nya adwuma mani nye ne sector minister aye ne boss samnabuji na pose a draconian method and they say yan declare state of emergency baby aye duni buji di say kwabna kasa no kan bi say the political will e de be ko ade na kasa ni ho me na me hwe owura Canada Japan interview bi o grant one of these sister stations CB na some can say both parties are involved and e be ya din say bitumi question say the political will no she dey ni ho what the Labor Union for kan anu yi aba ene na moto atu a wo askoko kwani ba I dey no so say etumi ye na bebia bo man ne ko no yetumi hu bibi or say enforcement of the law yenye citizen approach enforcement citizen by approach by wobra police ni so dia ho mitio
okay na me da ase na ma me ntia me nua mpan fa me no mu ahia na me ntia me nua me ne fikro nti so ma me ma example bi ansa na makasa
yo
ye fre kro bi aboabo e wo bibi na anwa se be kwa district na galamsey for eba ho dak abnomba ye omo tonkrofo koko se omo di tu galamsey nti omo to omo ntia o ebia obema obe 10%
otu obesoso
nti omo dwi koko ni nyina guye omo nti omo ka omo so omo tu galamsey no omo anya gold ni bi asema me kan be 2018-19 enti omo ntumi ma omo nye ana omo te saade a kro no se saade omo be sizi omo machines no omo di police omo di soldier for na edu omo achi be fa omo ni machine ko number 2 da kwa mna ka se ma be kan ohada me yekuani ye wa befu ye o ka western north a ya befu osun chen abefu bi e wo western north e wo nkronia yɛten kran na yɛfrɛ yɛ sɛ ɔmo di machines esi abefuo ni mu nyɛ sɛ ɔmo abɔ yamane da o Jacob na ɛkɔɛ obi kyerɛ ne concession a mafuo na yɛyɛ no ya mano ya diamano ɛsɛ so to gold Jacob na ɛyɛ nyame ɛna tobre bi a ebi a wonim die ba ko mienu bi a wobɛhu ba bi a wobɛfa na ebi akɔyɛ me maame wa na ɔkɔka na asɛm akyerɛ no Jacob na nne omutu abe mako 80 trees obi ama ye 1 cedi se ne no mbedi asɛm ama ya Jacob na yenim yamfa nto nkyɛn you see Jacob na me shase aka asɛm a obisa me from economic point of view
okay
because the minister no ono so address say ne aye kan nyina no economic implication Jacob na wonim say ye wo ha ye yade a Ghana ya dwene se betuma ye bi e wo wiase a friend
is what they say wa we minia bamboni bi na de send him sisi ai nsu a e fit pipe mu e ba no nsu a e fit pipe mu enye say bi a nsu e fit pipe mu e ba na ye hwe no twumasi kasa
aja kwa na ma me example wo komi krom se ma kan kire ba bia me fi fa okabra boho aban etuma wo mo aja kwa no motu boho ahodo mo yensa ye tu boho na nso na e ba ne ti sei aya ti wona boho ne enum nso chine minu anim
thank you
river chine na ne enum ye sorry ye ko square ko sansuo e ba besi wo nkraha nso e oha no menji ndi se bie ni efe pipe ayebu no ebie ni efe eduru river chine na to aso na ba benya nkobra Jacob na wuduru wa yeko I mean yeko catch fish fish ni nam so ni mo hu no wu aboa e wo river chine mu e white ene river chine no agu nso po ni ho men kan kwa echi ye handle the air kan wonim say Ghana ye bibi e friend no debt exchange program
yeah
nkrofo sabe ye papa mo a mo akọ pension savings banks investment na ewo nyina no say na sacrifice
yeah
wonim say in 2017 ye bibi e friend banking sector cleanup the major and the severe hardship mean this Ghana for ye expect here but abra banker so obeye no oyeye mean this the effect of banking cleanup bedu the effect of galamsey horton the effect of debt exchange program mean this a measure economically bedu galamsey 1%. Until first, the minister should come again. The economic advisors Emma Ono as a minister no omo antuni fuye. Dakwabna. Beto da bia ye hyehyɛ sɛ o man. Wonim sɛ e won hwehwem just 2024 year by World Gold Council. Omo ade omo de betu dwa efa gold reserve was asase Africa. We say Ghana yet was number 8. Yes. Yenye first, yenye second. Omo the highest gold reserve of about 173 tons in Algeria. Everywhere about Libya. Everywhere about Egypt. South Africa 125. Everywhere about Morocco, everywhere about Nigeria, about Mauritania, Ghana, there 8.7. Eti yes yen tu galamsa o mane beboa. Ene omo aka no mbeka den. Omo ntu ye, omo nseye.
Yes, some man crowd will go to change.
I'm more chain, that be 8. I know be 173.
I know a fair crown.
All the
Now you're paying for you. I
yes, I'm fan to win say IMF. I can say, and Kayam with that, stop it. Galamsey and son of mama just 3 billion now, and can you stop it? When we say World Bank, I can say 300 million or dimaye, 250 million or dimaye, opeki Galamsey as a conditioner, and can you stop it? That wabna yenye koko. Yenye na no koko foam and ye ko ye ni edi adopa. Ene yes say me papa ofa abofra onni mfie bi na eye meme ndampo okoja ne koko afuom a watomra
child labor
eno ntino yen nyina ye gitum nanso eduru ni a eku yenya yesi eno de economic impact ejakwa na economic impact ben na chen say yenya nsuo no na ebia minim the measure minister oyuzu ye ajakwa na em say wo kan da bia and Ghana no ne a wo kan sempa no ye mo na baso na obi akungalamse a menji ndi so obi akungalamse eduru sabe o risk your life e de nyoma bia anka obi enko fama wo de betu TV so na wo de akire Ghana man ni nyina achi no ugusuka da bia hwe unim say Ghana your major export every time back Ghana it has never been good. And make kasa from economic point of view with data. Say you exporting gold. If we are returning back to Ghana and do 20%. By exporting cocoa, they are returning back to Ghana at 100%. Adenti na yama galamsey gold mines ma me fan to gold mine because me be chire mu nyoma mienu enne ye koko unim say me no mienu ye dika e wo koko ho koko a ye koji sika ana ye sign contract say ye ton ama obi in the midst of other factors including galamsey contributing more than 70% because our impact on climate and then me catch there we say this in our koko afuo so a ye di nsuo na ekọ ene se nsuo no galamsey asai no enti yenya nsuo emfa ngu koko so enti ya gine se cocoa production na ekọ from as a result of galamsey no enye much of a concern se galamsey no ewo economic impact and as a illegal mining in that sense ajakwa na minwie we say our health implication and health implication via one economic effect.
Yeah.
Nipa no enye den no to me nko aduma. Ye gusu a ye si hospitals nyina no. Ye wi a say ya pomu eden. Na ye ho eden a the cost of medical care ekofom. And the effect of galamsey on health nanka mo ana me dwen se ombadi kan po aba be kasa first aka so omodu omo nyoma begu ho e medical officers because omo energy ene ebre a se be channel to right source no ye be yusu e de akoyare yan hwe nyoma miensa nkrofo mienu ena se etu omo so sa one me from the legal small scale mining. You see, wakoje permit. Your forest be be any area. My friend Mrewa forest. Senior say minimum. Good. Me fa opa. Unim say nsu ana da nsu a ede kwa animu a yetwa nyina no e na oduru wa nsu ni ho. Omutu na tie ni sei. Na omo di akata nsuo ne so omo feli nsuo no hwenya me ya se aban ma farmers enua seedlings because your forest na say Emma farmers etigumu eduae. Emma say a forest no mu nua wo mu nyina no at least e bebre na do between 4 to 6 years. Adubra canopy. And now come the forester. Say me awo fa wa hu dua ho. To no, enti yeti e na ba akokọ. Ni etunsia akoyachi. Me ti say e fra bibi ya introduce so very good. Greening Ghana. When them say sika e de ma no e donor fund.
Yeah.
But sa donor no minim di odwene. No, this is the same country. Ya say a forest. You will know you say a forest no. Na you see you dua nwia won kran ha. No, you adwene no ekosen. Say, you say a forest. You say a forest. To a point to say your parliament shame to us as a mine. Say forest na ye nananom ejisi ho. Ye wo kro bia fe na boduabo e wo bibie ni area. Eja kwabna say ye ko forest mu kodo afuo na ye dua kokwa. Sometimes no Jerry. Omo dia soldier fo finkran e na na ebetwagu. Ana me na so okay.
Oh me kai.
Ye koko no adua o. Ene kona koya se forest no wo ha. Yo ni ye kodua be so ye dua koko ni ye dua nua mpo koko ni mu. Ye ba betwa ni nyinagu ene. And the American colonialism and all other forest reserve a western north. And other part, we just see about a can same bebre, including Kakum. As a nipa and a near Maria and Kenne, ye tuogu. This were forester, now by a sign Emma, Munkonkotu. Now, Okokotu ria, now by a begina chile, I can say Kodia Nia. Our hinfa. Number 2. Aye, or more dear on J paper, hey, on J. Because the panel say. Say me wo fa kabra na masa ase e wo ho obi ba say ya mani paper on fa say nsuo ho otu agu na waye ni gold mines enti ono ho no odwene say ade no kura no manfa ma obi antu a obi ba di paper free aban mu e di aba betu ene ye menso menfa ma obi ntu ebi say tu bi adi tu so se ya kunkono na abandwene se ebia ye timamufuo no ene betima akoni yi a oboa timamuni ni tumi wan meka na mabeka se ye boni dina na me wira ho ye nua be ma mejo mahama mo se si ni statues esisi ba bi mo but na me dwene say esiye no anka yen use no as a symbol ye di be ban ne illegal mining me ga say ade na illegal na ye ban ne say na da ye illegal enti yen na ya ji atumu saa ye names because say ye ko ni nyina no me gidi say da kwam na say me di we edi fria konsewa mu a me nu taifa ne achime but some machines say dey be illegal mining no ye fan free ewiemu ye di free te mahabo na eba na asi kaso answer the bedroom illegal mining site no na trap police post ebi are not less than 200 omudru assemble na eka etra ba bia eye forest gas ewo ena forest gas omo hwe forest so omo nyina aka omo nsa gu omo achi all play off na ba bia ya du no se your fan say eye simple me tie na me tie second we ya your boy about President Mahama about so be granted amnesty and there be a me can say adakwamina yenim empanyimfo mutu galamsey now be chi ohiani ba oh pai we dey kan okure panyim ban na ya chi no Ghana adakwamina For you to get 1 acre, 1 plot of illegal mine for mining concession, no. Eja kwa na enya sika ketewa o. Enti kuro ni mu, omo gumu na ya chi wo no. So omo no mu nibi. Omo na ne papa enibika. Some machines na on enti yan register.
When do you
mu? Enti apasi ya hwehwe mu a ye ni bi ye na e wo Ghana. It's a shame. I mean, you try to account. I am your ferry.
Forestry Commission.
You need Forestry Commission. You need paying for guarantee and fire home. Now you are some go yani ba oti koko ase. Ono na oni bi enti ono na yakwa ya che no. Na ya che wo ne. Ono na ya che no de okoye adwuma. Adwuma wura ne de wo ho. Enti ya chi wa chi no be fa ni pa foforo. Enti bra no ka say or granted amnesty. My point and I'm doing is because 1 people have been arrested. And Crawford a chi wa mu a galamsey ni be stop no. Ono oye party chairman. Ono aye DC. Ono aye a certain level B. Enti opeja phone. Say a shino where as I say be a party paying for one walk up on I remember very well. Almost one of the women, I mean, a friend is saying, Madam Kate Jemfua. You see, it look as if so open no any pie, Yashin idea or Ghana. Ni Yashin go for bro, but Nigeria became so topical. And me need evidence, but in me say, I must see Crawford be exercise a moko panic. Because Odune say party and all right, it could be true, it could be false, but the point then say the right people are living out.
Okay.
But Mr. Minim say nya ye kan MF bi omo ntebrofo omo ntitwi
you better translate am
yes, say donors like IMF, donors like World Bank, other major donors are almost supporting your budget. They are not doing as well. Also, say almost Soviet no ebia ebedi hu. Enti omo hate the wrong people. Like pensioners. But now I'm going to say the first condition should have been a social factor. Should have been an environmental risk. Because it will impact on our economy. Now kayan tie eno. Number 2. Mejidi say your Chief Justice on Boye.
Oh damn.
Because okay say mrebi do ye. President Kufo yenya a fast track high court.
Yeah.
And to one jin this say ya duru brebia anka yenya fast track high court be in various areas and can handle galamsey issues. I mean galamsey issue I dey evidence now here be. I say Attorney General Obeka say over 200 people in our prosecute for how long? Now maybe to say Ashanwan. Yeah. Then near about the all reasons, including a senior minister. Oka sama sabe mpanyfo anima sabe o. Ebi a me mama onko school da. Afia nyame che. Onka sa asem no. Enti si ebenya bibi Afri China enti no. Na me say just last week say China say or Bemasika for Africa for a green Africa. And I'm to see how criminal they are. Ochi empanyfo no do mo say guomu achi. Na owie a waka kire say winnim nyansa. Enti me ba aba beboa. Sika no de ba say bosia o. Anya chedi o.
Okay.
Where are we going?
And no some no.
Ye bedru ben, adu baby a anka by now. Ye certain chemicals I dey be galamsey. Ye imported through the port. Ye dey buy hwan din mu. Hwan mo na eto gold no. Hwan mo na eto.
Me da say Your Excellency. What's here labor union for some mo kan ye? Me say Ghana Medical Association for kra ba mu UTAG for akasa. Say baby do it's like almost everybody like me say ye betu yakọ gina ba bia ka say ekuo party Christian Council for aka Bishop Conference Catholic Bishop Conference for aka almost wo nyina aka say be bia de na duro no. This is not the time I say ye krokro bibia bio. I say of 19 kuru etu aye sikuro esi ye mia na okamu ase dan a ye de adura na oye gum se na be kuro no be wuntam. What's ye bra leba inofo nyina ne wo mo kekan se ye hwe na state of emergency hwan na se for no. The sector minister say what can say draconian method. Ne deputy enso akwa kan no tape ne ebona no pay mrekuduka o say Labour Union call for the ban on illegal mining, ban on mining in Asifo, misdirected. And he was expecting the Labour Unions to go to former President Mahama. And Kanchani said, 2020 campaign of Koya so big junk from our Befino. Labour Union for Kanchef Kanip Mampeni Mahama, no me pagana for chow. Okay, bet me ako. Pay the way and Nemekui. Your Excellency.
My comrade from the Labour, the in political will. Comrade, Yatra political will. Yatra political will. Now, what we need is national will to stop these criminals. It's like semi-friend or yeah product bia or yeah replaceable.
Sure.
But we are dealing with a natural resource on your replaceable. That is water. And you know, even in war times, nobody is permitted to pollute any water body, stream or river. Nobody, even in war times.
Crime against humanity.
What did I say?
It's a crime against humanity.
It's a crime against humanity. You are destroying or killing a whole country. That is where we have reached now. Easy. I am there. We young guardian too hot. We laid our guard too long. Yakaka Yahoka Gray, and with the Snake Hotel in Dumanton.
Sure.
And Yakaka Yahoka Gray was striking. Ministers in our start Kazabahat.
My heart.
And with use Yakaka Yahoka Gray, ministers are starting Kazabahat. I am not going to follow the silly line of NDC and NPP politics because I'm on board. I don't know me say. And now it's a Koku Wahinibi Kakade say NDC win 2016 now. Obama wire by the galamsey for work site on the Tonobin. But your NDC will win here.
The more winning.
Koku Wahin Nutuma. Na some no can woman on your day. Simple, Kukuba here na some can in a beer enough wash. I don't know there. On internet from wire galamsey, Kukuba and wire the day. The way I feel, the Kukuba here is what some cross or cane. Only no man paying okay. 1 mile, woman in a normal cassette. Me and me pet say a galamsey for I was out of video. No, I bet galamsey can. Okay, me and Mumuna were accusing me. That's after Kokuba in Akazano. Now, on my penny and Kasai, your man penny, Yatra many Chumesiaka several times said the constitution gives these resources here away now. What I say? Yeah, they accept on my penny inside. One na wo follow Kokubu an example na say oh Kokubu an small boys how we say me say ba power mama yet mo to galamsey no if that is even the case now can a senior comrade say you find the politics in power say what is a NDC for register companies on by galamsey? And I say MPP for register companies on galamsey. So if you make it a global NDC MPP politics that we are being silly, it is some individuals in the political parties and when we say human. And somebody no be a ding. It I'm expecting say some yali. One hour ye galamsey war be possible. A first issue Sampi yali when you mesi when I'm out on forest na mo ye mucha galamsey forest no good. We expect that as part of the fight. Amanisa ti obo ba na mukutankrata na 2016 na we can say the net result in say as I sit here say me come kroma this is me the pick up me pick up akra me the pick up at the gallons you see me come me ko ye Jacob na amani am ba kom ko won say me dwana bankra na no because we sorry no pa ayi ya no be poso sa ayi pra na da hono e na ma yinsuo e wo Cape Coast brim so se si adanu wan kala we say you what Cape Coast nsuo no what is re yo nsuo wo mo eye nsuo no kra bi nu hono mo anoa. So I am seeing this problem from a direct connected problem. Say me come akurasa this is me the pick up see insuo gallon si pick up akọ Cape Coast or some other places and me insuo bojare o na no mpo insuo na me di bojare no se cyanide wo mu a minim se arsenic wo mu a minim se mercury wo mu a minim na emmom no minim dia me wo no se some mercury arsenic ne cyanide no ekum nipa Eda na opokwa jamba ya yekọ shama eda komna epo na plano ekobo about a kilometer away not 1 nautical away no ni na ya brown
sa video no say wo prince ho a mo fantom na yanhwe say dia baby prano ane punubu mo shama no am say video no
the same as Ankobra
the rivers.
And chief, I don't know, I tell political will. Now, sovereignty according to my son, resides in the people. The people of Ghana. The people of Ghana. Irrespective of your political party, have to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. India and Bangladesh. And talk about Maku in a debate. Egypt, Ethiopia, and talk about Maku in a day. Issue. Now, more young couple mamu, a lot of water. Say, over 2 years, in the 50s to 80s, when I was growing up, I always cite this example. Say, we had 15 ships, world-class ships. Now you were Nakwa River, you were Sicily River, ships are Ghana ships no. You are going now to show. This is sense your way, and now our and Cassia the better ship. Here, Your
Excellency,
this is a total systemic failure. On Mamunina, you're failing, led by our president. Led by our president. Because in Tokohuna Omea Kuni Nano and Goziaga Galam stop or Galam wine. But the bigger question is this. What my Galam saying, are they up to 2 million? No. Are they up to 2 million? In Timin Fani said, Togolese army, avoided army by 2 million people. And Oma Bobo Chenko upper west. So they are coming to attack Ghana. And Ghana forces somebody. Ghana armed forces and Kamubayden. Aren't you ashamed, my Ghana army? Aren't you ashamed to say we are not able to contain just these youthful people? Aren't you ashamed, Ghana army?
So we are under Obi.
Yes, but the point is that there's the military high command. Are you listening to me? under the constitution. So if the commander is giving wrong signals or not giving any signals at all, this is where we can get to. Look at this. The young Colano said, what I did change, both said, Nam Kitten Ketano, Wamaba, Ano, and I am fisherman, Omkinyabi. Says, yes, you banya a number here.
There you now, and yet, international law, the Yabusu, look at the distance between the coast and the Epono, Bibiano. And just say, when they know, but Oko insurance be I green Kakana, Asian to be a Ebu. Inti side can make us here good Epumi, Nana Kufado, who's slow. Kandapa, who's slow. Army commander, who's slow. Look, the government is perpetrating genocide against the people of Ghana. Whether directly or indirectly, is perpetrating genocide. Because any water body, you said the worker river Chine, now you're standing. Listen, you to me, says you do no man. You're near your day. A Jacobna, I didn't say a 2 pipe by 1 week, and someone we are used to it. You're too sure by 1 week. Wouldn't break. Now it's coming to a time, River Chine or whatever we are calling them. First, so we call Akim. One of your pride statements is may your chini na brim is not the only surviving river now a bit with the anya to see densu last week yeah and I'm a ma ubiku chai last week a year mesuma ya man ba ko owosu me hwese aha prince me pacho densu no wa ha me de man sisi na onyi baby a yeyi ye so ne densu no so no de ti densu de me ya ne say 10 years ago me kon papa na ayi kwadwo kasemi say ye enforce the law. I remember say Chebi do massive for can say one more penny ma to go to nita because they say densu me na me di mo akotene pa me ni pharmacy yi o wo a na man company no anasa whoever is in charge no akofa police for Chebi no abeche community leaders no akoto say so Chebi eti how would they fight say citizens na ko citizen e ko no na o man so ko citizen no
e dey kwabra me examples why I am indicting the Ghana army. And I'm here. You see from me. I'll say the same thing. Because when who soldier for one more year operations ako galamsey site. Na obia ko say dem aye telephone call.
Densu we na ye nyina ye no.
Na densu no so
e fa se wo mu fa
bia wager.
Na ba uti wager. We no nyina begum.
No.
It's not moving the crowd.
It's not moving.
Yeah. It is if the 5 million, 7 million people in Greater Accra, Tema, let's say in 3 years, what are we talking about? The reason why I'm indicting my Ghana army is that ya come grosu ako buama ya 7 or 4 countries, not so?
Yes.
But if we that the Ghana armed forces cannot get
last week now where densu so if you junction the next town densu so it's a hand of pumping so no ma aso no so the mama for osu hum ne mpatamu nti wo mu honi nti pumping baby a station ni nti wo twa na on de ko no ma nti densu
eja kwamna ma make am asem for the examples like this should be pictures are they be military intelligence. These are pictures they should review every day. National security, these are the pictures they should review every day. Now, one trying because you have political power and therefore we can do anything. We can, and then maybe we share program be, she said, and then Najo, now Wamaba, who dance 1 year, Bunu, no Mbesi, die. Because you have political power. Listen, ensure the international commodity. Ensure international commodity. The TUC should go beyond their threat of strike or whatever and petition the United Nations. That's what the TUC as a body for the people must do. Say, yeah, our president cannot protect the water bodies. Our military cannot protect our water bodies. All right? The politicians are playing ping pong of. I can call you, say, you polluted the water more than us in Parliament. And as soon as another player made that statement, the president should have withdrawn and dismissed him. Because that's not the argument.
Dismiss him, sir. No, only say the Okano one was sanctioned.
You see, because no, but you see,
why are you sure?
Sir, and yet
let's not go there.
President, but you president, you know.
Of course.
And you know, side defense in Amudia say anytime the president is mentioned, you come to his defense, you know, it's silly. It's an insult to the integrity of Ghanaians.
It's not so.
Right? Because when the person took out and the oath of office, Independence Square, he said, I am going to protect the people and property of Ghana. Yes, I will protect it here. He seems to be your...
Bahon, if I disagree with you on an argument, so I don't share your opinion, it doesn't mean say I am defending or it's being silly. Those things should be withdrawn. Okay. Because I do not agree. When you started on the nationalistic front, I perfectly agree. That's
I am attacking the president. Listen to me. Listen to me.
If you attack him, yes, it's in your right to do so. Likewise, it's in my right to
defend him.
To say
let me restate my point. Let me restate my point. Papa. Yeah, papa. You know, my papa back. Yeah, mommy different. You buy papa back. Right? Young papa, yeah, dear, and yeah. Yeah, papa, I didn't know why you know, and yet. No, yeah, kaka. No, me, I'm here, penny or something protecting, make Casaya. The way and no, me, could not papa. Now, what are we doing to him?
The king is naked.
Are you following what I'm saying? And this side, he has so many people say. Me and I'm a cultural policy. I have a Japan dog policy. When my Japan, men can Japan you a Japan royalties, when I'm cultural. And I'm going to call the parliament just to come and affirm the Japan. See, you do baby, we should be both name and shame. I would be very sad to die at my age. Say, man to me, young man. And come a young protective water bodies. Meaning cramming yawa, sending yawa, body yawa. I want to see for matters and Gregua. Now, who come what say, who do yawana say, what I'm telling I overheat here. I want your possess you, Edibagu, what you, and I saw the
I never could say I didn't muscle, whether maybe Tiawa, I never had in muscle. And vegetables are yedi.
My mama example be see
me na densuninia na densune chechi kakra. Waye cabbage kakra ne green pepper yi ne lettuce bebre to kosa densuni bia. No dey kokko water. Yes. And not to be any students should be to do Najuma one employment about.
So food and kasa.
Now, cocoa nana attack with Jebes and then on the water.
Food nankasa is an attack now. Okay, so we have food security matter when you raise this issue. But honorable, I want to correct the earlier statement. You got me wrong by talking about political will. What we are saying is that we are in now because there's loss of political will.
I agree with you.
You understand?
Okay.
Well, you see, what we are dealing with is an effect. Okay, what is the cause? The cause is leadership.
Yes, that's all.
You understand? The cause is leadership. Because so what today, when a minister says that it's draconian, it's misdirected and all that, what happened in 2018? Didn't Nanado stop galamsey for 1 year? Today I can tell you boldly that no, yes, he did it. So we won't die. Okay, I can tell you boldly that 2018 stoppage of galamsey, okay, was on the surface.
No.
And basically, you could see that it was a room that was given, okay, for people to now go and do reconnaissance. Okay, they come in 2017, 2018, ban it, do reconnaissance and find yourself within the system. Now let the ban enter. Okay, enter and do what? Because you see, go to Minerals Commission website. Okay, 2009 to 2014, there had been 55 licenses.
2009
to 2014, there have been about 55 licenses. Okay,
how many? 55.
2009
yes
to 2015
2014.
Yes, there have been about 55 licenses by Minerals Commission. As we sit here now, there are over 1,000 for general minerals in Ghana.
1,054.
I'm telling you, there are over 1,000. You understand? So anybody with any political link to this government, and let's be realistic, to this government, okay, goes in there and gets a license.
Now, Mr. Man, let me conclude.
You see, so if it is not leadership for us to say that, look,
getting a license
a minister,
not
you see,
illegal.
please let me land.
Anyway,
before honorable will land.
The powers have given a chance to
if you proliferate licensing, okay, under what circumstance would you actually bring a law, okay, an ally that would give the president that power to pick that in our forest reserve? We can mine. You see, people say that we are lawyers, they are smart lawyers and all that and all that and all that and all that. They prepare the ground, okay? Prepare the ground and enter, make it legal somehow, okay? In Ghana, when you are a crook, they say you are smart. When you are a crook, they say you are smart. You see?
Say, on mine, yet, near the ally. Parliament ni say forest reserves are hono yen ko mine woman and you being silly say at your maimu na achimota forest aboye ho ban besi nde and no sorry na climate change no na say the only climate change buffer e wo achimota na say yes na and you being stupid.
Obi the message because an Indian prime minister was in Ghana a couple of years ago and saw Weja River, but later saw people carrying buckets. And he asked one official at the embassy, the Indian embassy, that is our officials really correct in their minds? It's a Weja Damu Daubagaya, Nasan Crawford sign Esubakati, Ekusia, na Adwin Bena, a woman. Yeah, can you know? Baby, I drew like a say, Yabakanisa, say no. You can't now, bra. Young Ganisa, near a mammy, Yamushimika can say, I didn't hear canon, or say about the bear Bosumi and 3 months a best could your man license Macmaku 50.
Yes. Yeah, can some United
Sabria, until a person come up with me, but bueno, a young quan someone here can't know. Oh, say, my Basumono, say, baby, I drew, could you baby, I drew? It's not a matter of.
You can be given license to destroy environment.
A young quan, open your vote in a way, but the pan of baby room. And
we lost all at our minus
have sector. You have sector across the Daniel, Papa, sir. And a minute open because or being for posse. A canonqua and can gun of gun and Libya, young quania or say detoxification test or see young quanquest test DB.
It's true.
Because dear corner, it's a country for once for the sake of Ghana. Says, where the baby a drone say young people behind what country and I can the same time now can name the Kuru Kanomanam. Now almost your community mining is on illegal mining and for 4 years
community mining illegal mining you come there. Let's put things in the right perspective.
Conclusion is almost say a friend say community mining.
Let's put things in
the health of the country. Listen, your water bodies, say your water table, and all the water table is poisoned. Okay, it will take about 20 years or more to heal. So we need to put an immediate ban I support the TUC.
Misdirected.
Sasa na obo come misdirected. What come misdirected? Me call the constituency akoye interview. I'm a bet so how many galamsey on the constituency.
Okay.
First of all, things must be put in their right perspective.
It's a right one.
Utie minister. No more kind. Nobody have disagreed. Say galamsey is not a national canker. We all agree. We all agree. Say for the last 2 decades, our handling of the mining sector have not been the best. And until you find yourself in this, if there were no issues, perhaps we would not have had this discussion in the first place. If there were no issues, perhaps in 2018, the small-scale mining would never have been banned in the first place. It's because there are issues. Until you're discussing. The approach to solving the issue is where the problem lies. Some of us believe the ban is unnecessary. The call for the banning of mining,
let me explain.
Of mining is unnecessary and it's misdirected. Ubi Samia Mekacho say 1. So kasi banning mining your large scale mining. We should ban them. Small scale mining, we should ban it. So when you define the catch them say, no, you are talking about galamsey, in which in our own right, galamsey is illegal. Then I will tell you, say, why should we ban something that is illegal? Why should you ban something which is illegal?
Yeah, now come with the buy.
The second one, I always say, say, every problem has its own solutions and has its own approaches. The fact so will be tiye ne ya na wari paracetamol and so you know yari paracetamol na beko. So if we did a banking sector cleanup or something, it does not mean that applies to this. It doesn't mean anyway. Things must be approached differently. And in fact, when the president made the statement say he's putting his presidency on the line and that we say kanka should be approached the chief justice at the time on the 12th of April 2017 established 14 galamsey courts just to try cases. That is why we had a lot of people who were jailed. The current renewed court have made the chief justice 13th August 2024 to form specialized courts just for the miners to ensure say this mining can be dealt with once and for all. I believe say mining in this water because see asma ye kan yo obeka say bia ekoso wo in fact ekoso wo dwaboso ekoso wo bia na se bi obi de manche efi dwaboso e de be ofufu e wo bia na mekoto sa atwoba ni bi dia
Prince sa ayi video na mami bi ye acheke no eninti isa video e wa yima ye achekade no eninti yima ye ne fa nso so
eninti time na me wo ecosystems international no we drop a proposal the year nyina say we reclaiming land now and containing mercury lead and a cyanide. However so we plant tuber plants root tuber to say cassava yam na say for now it may absorb a lot of those metals from the soil. So when you plant you destroy once a utua make sure yes you have to do it for some time as a way of cleaning the land and 2 years after waiting yet because after galamsey na bibia say anyone to cleaning land nibia then you near say is that one we should then give it to cocoa board to plant more cocoa so that the dwindling cocoa fortunes would come back. That was the proposal and then to make catch say if you go to so oko we are what bibia ni unya me and refrigerator the oko bekwaya we say barrier na wo mfifi wo forest mu no who try about reclamation exercise because say that was the whole idea say we should rather be doing all these things once we are reclaiming the land planted to salvage the already destroyed lands let's not continue to do that again and let's not allow people to go into the water bodies
but yentie ma me some ka baduane no ma kwa ma kasa yentie ma me na some ka baduane no acheke
wo hwedi aban ye srop ani die mu sesi ankobransuo no eni o wo hwede wo nsuo nani aye ya enye kra nsuo we ye said the galam we mu a tank we mu a ye to alum 10 cities edugum aseneni na abaye say enini ye say eno ne ye de mix a check Emma Duraman yina yedio ebi kwata kwade akra kumas be bia Ghana fa na yina aduan we bi kɔ ho na imagine say chemicals kompa wo so munye easy ya sapa alam 10 cedi e de gu mensuo ne eni abaye say asna de mix a check aban ye sraw bo ho kompa bi ni Duraman asase so nsuo we ebia so ne ye say eno we bi ram no mu yo aban imagine say chemicals be kɔ mi mu no se so ba kwapa betwa me scanner ayi se wo de me kɔto dem ho wa yi a Abaye blow, yes, Ramo, yes, ye can't yet to Abanibi. Yes, the one matana for the good as so, as say yes, you, as I say a cocoa, as I say a Japading na dear. Abaye slow, yes, just 1 week. Durama, yes, and touch it, dear. And mark you MP Biana so Baba campaign, and the Balabos ever see assassin so, I can say yen to Abafamano. Yes, you can be a here boy channel for best Sakumi in the first assessor. Oh, but my sister, Durama assessor, and you're easy. Move back to your Japade papa be a your good at your quap. I said, do your cocoa in a good year. I buy your straw. You need your massation, so you're Benucopa. I did. We should the one copy and ya transfer the ya. I had to say, I buy your son.
That is my next line of conversation.
I can't think far. Now, me say ya. Many information from Canada. Now, newspaper be a friend no Manitoba Lifestyle 55. There was near. I must say our own iron lit last major environmental contract. Now, contract near the man no Ghana ha. And na oba be hwe na yensu ahoda ya no. Yeah, oba be hwe na wa purify what you hwe na wa ye niye dia maye. They just at cost ben and become ye hwe de ye nya free mu discard become. Minim say bia wo be na so be na china. Nti ya ka bibia ba machines ya ye kan. Manu si. Kwajo nti we say national.
I agree with you. That has been my approach. It's a national canker that must be tackled. Meaning, Papa, when he was speaking, there's one thing I okaya many Toma Kuma Sopa and say, when citizens, because mind you, these army people, or when we are all citizens of this country, when citizens decide, say, we want to stop this canker, it will definitely stop.
You see, that is it.
But let me land. You see, the Chinese ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Tianwan.
Yeah.
Bekai say in 2019 he nearly insulted us.
Okay, nearly or insulted.
That's a diplomatic. They don't know where they go.
When he said that the Chinese are under the protection of these people, all of us know. Say for galamsey to happen, there have to be three main things to happen. You have to have a businessman with a very deep pocket, have somebody who is well connected, and then have somebody who is very influential in the community to pave way for you.
Yes.
These are the three things that must come together. Having deep pocket, if you could remember, previously you took galamsey, dig and wash. We didn't have money for large equipment until we decided to bring in these people. It is these own Ghanaians who decided to bring them. Then the politicians who wanted to fund their campaign and all that.
One question. Every equipment be bush is it not registered under DVLA?
I'm coming there.
Is it not registered under DVLA?
No, just to buttress your point.
Registered under DVLA. So if we are all here talking about this equipment in the chief executive na nurse or no galamsey no one who you that
I brought it up. I wanted to show you something. Even within the minerals inspectorate, I established a tracker for these loaders. So the question then you would ask, this follow-up question that you would have to ask, they say, it is a loaders cameras ni we nyina abɔ ho nti so mo community no mo ye adwuma GPS na ensure mo se ba bi o makɔ no ma be nsu nkyɛn ana, because whichever way you look at it, whether you have a license or you don't have a license, the fact still remains that there are some places we don't mine, where when you mine it's illegal. And today there may be something when they say if me am a wobia I am we number some me am a wobia me ne Bernard my phone up can because he's a DC. Yet me kokwachi nkrofo we mu ye kwachi wo mu e wo bia ne tifini so wo bia no you could see one. We want that around 130 years.
Maybe they were not connected.
No,
He's the DC for the area. He's the head of the security. You understand? Nobody could force him to do something. That has to be done.
Let me tell you something.
We should take the leadership and stop saying
number one, organized labor, organized labor pressure, What we said or what we are saying is that immediately ban. Listen, let me learn.
Yes.
Mining in our forest reserve and water, whether legal or illegal.
That's all.
It's a contest. So who would now say yes, mining no Debbie? What we are saying is, let me learn. Okay. Ban mining, whether legal or illegal. Because what we have realized is that there's a very thin line between the so-called legal and illegal. Because my original district EPA officer or inspector division from the Mincom goes to a site that is a legal mining site. Okay, he goes there and says that look, the permit that you were given, you have deviated X, Y, Z. Okay, now that legal entity there, okay, has a political personality behind it.
Yes.
Okay, we are aware of a situation where Mincom officers have written reports. When the reports were escalated, they nearly lost their jobs. So in order to protect your job in this hardship, what do? Is you try and look the other way around.
China embassy na some kind no me pesa me kan kakra na ayatim didie pa de magana for pa ba ya dwene maso or say one, no Chinese know the location of Ghana's mining communities or reserves or communities or reserves. It is Ghanaians that introduce them to the trade. 2, China does not issue visa for Chinese coming to Ghana.
Yes.
It is Ghana that issues the visas. 3, why are Chinese not doing illegal mining in South Africa?
Yeah.
Where there is also a lot of gold.
Yes.
Because they are local. The locals don't support such illegalities.
That's it.
4, the Chinese government will not tolerate any of its nationals involved in illegalities in another country. And waka. 5, in conclusion, Ghana must be blamed for the rise of illegal mining in Ghana and the bad nature of our water bodies.
It's a China. What the Chinese ambassador is simply saying is this. What the Chinese ambassador is saying simply in diplomatic language, they say, you people are silly. You people are stupid.
So
because China village you crack
say South Africa, the approval happen. It will not happen.
And yet you say we have misdirected.
It's always both approach. The minister is saying that your approach, he doesn't agree with your approach. Just take that. You understand? That is why he says it's misdirected. Because he feels.
Locals form him. Me ejako abana wo hwe madim nei they catch you say chebi duma say me na me kokun 10 years ago community for na o ma hu say den so no be senti no yampi no momuntu no the state which is the police and the mining company for police for chebi no abachi locals na resist some be sensu no e don ko go sense chebi so what are you talking about?
Because I'm not privy to what you are saying.
But you also
the one siding with the minister. You are the one siding with the minister.
You are saying, Mr. This I'm siding with the minister. This is my long-held view.
Say, so were you against the 2018 banning? Were you against the 2018 banning?
You see, that is why when I was
saying, it's a simple yes or no.
The 2018, I was against it.
You are against it.
I was against it. And then you see, when I was speaking I said something, I said something. But when somebody is speaking, now what you see, we live through eras and we live through approaches. And after you've implemented any approach, what you do, you monitor the process as it went, and then afterwards you evaluate to see whether you achieve it or not. Ghana in 2018 banned small scale mining, and we banned small, and then afterwards it became pervasive. So the question now is, you have tried this approach, it failed. What other approaches can you take to make sure
there's an empirical evidence?
You have been in
now. Now he was saying, say, they've granted more licenses. Have you read the report which was done by the diaspora community on mining? Where they said that the pervasive nature in 2017, their report after I was saying the pervasive nature of this galamsey is that there are no offices. There are no offices to regulate them, and then also the licensing regime is quite difficult, and that is what enabled the people to do the unsafe mining practice. So if we want, the recommendation is that if we want, we should open more offices and grant licenses so we can regulate them more. That was their recommendation.
And this is where we are.
So governments now.
I was just going to. There is someone in Patron. So
if I don't land, it will worry me. So we had 11 offices. Government now brings on 20 more offices.
To worsen the problem.
It wasn't the problem. You are saying that you are a workers' union secretary. The workers there, work in those 20 officers. What were they supposed to do? They were to ensure that the regularization of this mining goes on in a safe manner. So why are you not enforcing the law? There should be a ban. The president last 3 days. The president last 3 days gave a directive. It was reported, and I've been looking at the directive.
Police and military.
The RISEC, because Oko District BMR or more police officers gave an order, said they should ensure that people who are not following the laid down procedure are arrested and prosecuted. The president has shown leadership and has given an order. Who should go and show leadership? Arresting them. That is why we have a dissect. That is why we have a risk. Let's allow the system to work. You understand?
You are in the corporate world.
Sure. Yes.
You are in the corporate world.
Yes, sir.
So, Papa. No, the company job. No for as managing director. No for chief executive. Nasa after 8 years, 7 years, 10 years, company no produce in your way, right? Now after 7 years, they feel half of the bottle continue to produce. What would you do? Fire.
And then you equally lose.
No, answer my question first.
It's not about what you do to them.
Yes.
The question is, what you have to first investigate the causes of their of what is happening.
After investigation.
After you investigate, that is only when you can draw an effective conclusion as to whether to sack them or not.
Now listen to me.
Now we understand why we are here.
Now listen to me, Chief. Samia me timakurase. And now what's the end to Abama? You president. Now I president we what's ya? We say we onam no koko fon kwa no nya gold cry beche no. Anamwa no for cry beche no.
Ye ko diabol, omo diabol dia cry na. Omo beche omo.
Me for minister. You for president too. Chief, you for president. Some ministers. Nasa after 8 years they drone. What do you do with the ministers? They are not
where labor is concerned is that okay. No credible no credible infanto, one fanto be frato. From the time that we restarted Galamsey till date, okay, we've gone from bad to worse. It is not improving. Our president will come and speak. When he finishes, he has spoken. That's it. Okay? If I have given an order to REXEC, all right, that do X, Y, Z, I sit back, I am monitoring. I have put indeed, if I have put my presidency on the line, okay, under normal circumstances, if I put my presidency on the line, All right.
He lost so many
Then
votes.
the situation is getting worse.
Honorable, you're not getting my point.
Deputy Minister,
the most important.
no, Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is saying that
by winning power.
if we ban galamsey today, we are saying that our river bodies and our forest reserve ban it now, immediately. He says if we do it, we will lose election.
Okay,
so that please, did you not hear that?
No,
please.
How
the conclusion is that the conclusion is that when we ban mining in the forest reserve and our water bodies, we will lose
when you do the
but Mr. Money, are you increasing the lives of the people?
Is it about election? We need elections.
It's not about winning elections. No,
the citizens.
And people will die and we will vote for you.
The president and government exists to develop Ghana and to ensure our well-being. He can only do that when he has achieved power. And you that wants to take over is working the very boat that will take him to achieve the first. Yet insisting that he must achieve the first.
Now, baby, I do know. And we see, you know, I know from the political point, you wouldn't say. Buying on your ready. No, sir. The point is, or not gonna say, or yeah, obey Lucy votes. On your ready because yeah, obey Lucy.
Don't take me out of context.
No. I'm not taking you. I'm talking about what it is. No, okay, or yeah, obey Lucy vote. I know they are
directed to the minister, the deputy minister.
All to me, no, the same answer. And the another person obey Lucy vote. Now, with Labour Commission. With all the groups, including the apostolic fathers of the land. This is where we've come to. Now, Abba Impes obey Lucy vote. We have to advise ourselves. Number 2, it's never true that a ban on mining and specific small-scale mining, a best in Ghana. Rather, every mining community, inflation, especially food inflation, is on the rise.
Yeah.
There is no single mining community food inflation. Mikrom, kronia, and net obia jefuye. And on Fridays, baby, I have them boardia, echo bibieni no, omuko bibieni koto boardia ba.
And me that say, 1 minute now.
1 minute. I'm say, from the Labour Front, we would want to tell the whole Ghanaian that it is time that we rise up. Yeah. This country belongs to us and not any political party. This country belongs to us and it is a heritage that our forefathers fought. You can consider it as if it is a fight for freedom, a fight for liberation. Because without water, we will not live to the next 3 years, the next even 4 years to vote. And so for us, our ultimatum stands that by the end of this month, if this government has not heeded to ban mining, whether legal or illegal, in our water bodies and our forest reserve, we will advise ourselves everywhere possible that we would let this matter go to. Be it the world bodies and wherever, we are willing to go there. Because we have realized that if we do not fight, nobody will fight for us. Right. Thank you very much.
Mr. That's Papa na yes
excavators now.
Just to say we should adopt a very nationalistic approach. It's not about issuing nationalistic approach about issuing Ghanaians will rise up. Ghanaians will rise up. It's not.
What I would say, the president has a few days to go. Now he should leave a legacy, say, even though he supervised the destruction of our water bodies, he was also the president that sought to its reclamation. But yes, it can be done. All the excavators, let us take it back to the forest, not for galamsey, but to cover up all the pits right? And I heard him or you say Bia Banchana say Bibia. Bahira. We can use the next 6 months. It be whatever we have to do because we cannot live on this for the next year.
Okay.
We can't.
Okay. And maybe some question yes or no.
Yeah.
Labor for someone more can say by the end of the month, you know, say a buying and to an more to say a be or the ban, temporary ban about to mining so I will use some and forest in one. On betie chiano when no me
misguided
me so dear me can
no
say me ba me say of course illegal those things are illegal what say that be what say and I make us when so am time am me share LI 2462 no granted mining in forest reserve no equally prescribed say Anglo Good Newmont they have been mining in forest reserves but we've not been seeing this level of degradation. So what you say? Intina make us say for every problem biano, there is an approach to that problem. And they make catch your man for you and say we should yen take it or be or galamsey or what we say biano. Yen ya yen who say yen sooner yes no.
Your approach is selection.
Problem.
Your approach is selection.
And yen make sure say we practice a safe mining. Not problem biano. You are there talking about elections.
Your approach is elections. That's why we approach elections.
And some see wiki mu. Emu ba kone parliamentary candidate bi a all promising professor omu to abama na odon beko America. Yemo satepu no. Ye wi a na yaba yisi die no mu kakre sanse ni nyina about on samsam yisi ni NDC for banta e koso reba for me yentie parliamentary candidate na some o kase semi campaign ano ye no se moto abama ne a bema makọ America ne na se for and afei oni school for so sanko ko hia na eno so oni school for mai no ko hia no ensem o ka wo mu no ye campaign message ni ana mo me yentie ne embrace hia
ne yempo yana
come with the message
Africana na uko Australia obetina aeroplane mu 18 hours enukura no nipa bi etumi di mechi akọ World Cup eba aye ba bebo afifufuru aye ba be wure mu yi ye bebo no ewa America enunu 7 hours pe na we do America nanadum se mo pese mu manomo enko America no mu ko bobra na sike bi emrefia to abane mame uye bebo no ewa paso uye bebo no ewa desase uye bebo no ewa Newtown na pese utukwa me pious me be ye we bia me di ubetukwa me di ubeko na me no me ti se ampem na yamawa kanya na wodi usako se udemrefem na ejuma na yedi ase usase bua nipa no ontumi ho no twi na obi foforo so embe ya usimi twi konongo kaya nintesa etime no uye bebu no na opese utukwan uko Germany uko America uko UK uko France bebi a opese ubeko bia no ubuami a misumi nya akwanya misumi mebuao
And I mean, I have your headmaster is my friend. A lot of good friends in your school. So exia should not be an issue. Yes. So if you want it, just let someone know. And
ako Australia na nanumu ni masembi Africana na uko Australia obetina aeroplane mu 18 hours enukura no nipa bi etumi di mechi akọ World Cup eba aye ba bebo afifufuru aye ba be wure mu yi ye bebo no ewa America enunu 7 hours pe na we do America nanadum se mo pese mo manomo enko America no mo nko bobra na sika bi emrefia to abane mame wo ye bebo no e wa paso wo ye bebo no e wo desase wo ye bebo no e wo Newtown na wo pese wo to kwa me pious me be ye we bia me di wo be to kwa me di wo be to kwa me di wo be ko na me no me ti se ampem na ya mawa penya na wo di usako se wo demre fam na ejuma na ye di ase usase bo anepa no ontumi ho ano twi na obi foforo so embe ya usimi twi konongo kaya me ti sa enti me no wo ye bebu no na o pese wo tu kwan wo ko Germany wo ko America wo ko UK wo ko France bebi a wo pese wo be ko bia no wo bua mi a misu mi nya akwanya misu mebua wo
awie wey eye esojaman parliamentary candidate edema NPP and Pius Enam Hajide na wo ye campaign no Australia so many hours eno kwa mede nkrofo koy na America here 7 hours pak mede mbako sisi ya we dey for 3 minutes in discussion your political era your campaign time and somehow doka on school from kwada no so share no okacha hom say the headmaster is my friend so exia should not be a problem exia no ye say ojino on merit say esafata say the exia no ma na some kan ye any bo sha so den krofo be ko America twumasi me ma be 3 minutes na uhunu ni say
I'm saying 3 minutes per person. You see, it's very unfortunate and very, very unfortunate. In any form, be a obehwe ni bia. Number one, my mention omo also do omo betu kwan. Even World Cup ni nipa Ghana mpo be qualify and I am qualify yenim. And if a parliamentary candidate they are what to offer to the citizenry, asemu a all kan ya. Now, we are getting wrong people into our parliament. Number two, Oyobia yede Ghana tax etianika. And I feel say in any serious country, Papa, okay, say before so Obeka say there has been issues surrounding him. I'm more clear. Say ne ho song. And then Obeka say, oh, or the Crawford. Ediko baby Australia but the accusing one and on no because the master I and the one na airby so what per se me to me do two kwan I mean it's I mean my name say na kwa brotie na unya sika o ye mu bebre ye nyakonya airby because ukọ ho ahwe bi eni ho no me wo Ghana ye Ghana oye but ube say Ghana now do omo akwa etojo. Now lastly, these are students are no more school uniform. And what kosa wonu omo kokasa. Me nim ni motive me gidi say ba o me say bia omo beto abama no. And it's an area we shouldn't entertain. Ministry of Education, Ghana Education Service. Eto da bia won say it's unfortunate say politicians and the appointees are heads no. Now Kenya politicians and Ghana on merit be no be rising to that point. Me give this say anka okasa we na no by now omo issue certain statement. Say o compare post o compare MP and me say ade a ye de ato. I mean every obeko obebisa nkora ne say den na mo pe and one of them now you file more against their headmaster. Oh, why am I down for? Into why am I down for? Into me nene bekasa no. Say me bad day am nene bekasa and all. And your baby as entertaining. We condemn it in any form. And I believe obi our support it asema okay. Or obi or anti Ghana. To say a anti crack.
Na so onipa ne so do oye otu abama na ono odo be kwa America.
Eti antupo ma no.
Germany, France, Italy, odo be ko say ono ma visa. Ono
normal visa.
Ukobo bra no aba.
There be ono normal visa. Oye consulate and say oye adwuma wo embassy bi. You see
and nsema okay as I say your man hu omo eho for a punishment no okosi ande
okay
enti oba back bie ma obewu ni asese ye ka
money Pius na kasa no na ye parliamentary candidate I'm saying who say me sorry ya fa Australia ya ono a boss we but ye pamokrofo fi obai say bi no munye journalist obo journalist e pa nipa be 200 buy and ono akogina na o ka say ni samoto abamamia me de mo be ko America. In what capacity as the American embassy or no issue when you said you can you know ebema American embassy no kura kasa sana mo tie dia Ghana for do legitimately or ma apply or mo qualify some visa kura no me ma o mo
I think said accession you are going too far.
Oh there be say assumption
your assumptions no. First of all I will say say politics is local base. I will say say campaign message is in response, and as a campaign message, any promise in response to local for no ade o mo hwehwe. Politician bi na obegina ba bi okogina bi bonitri maka asem wa bra onim de ekoso fam ho no because impanyifo say ensa na mankran so ho ensinitri ase no na wode asase aka kire no. Students no raise issue about Eziat. Yen the response na wo boy by you BNT the students in the kan no see Eziat should not be a problem. Your headmaster is my friend. I am not sure, said the headmaster who have gone through training will just stand up and be issuing visa without any visa with Eziat wabra any merit bia. That will never happen. And let's correct this assertion. The headmasters are not appointed by government. Yeah, President Kufuor the issue
but I don't think it will be back.
Through GS, you know, when you were speaking, you alluded say
the heads of institutions like Ghana Education Service,
so what that is it. They get to their positions because I'm a child here from 2010 to 2014. I'm a teacher in senior high. I rose through the ranks and son of me die. Who answer ube raise be or the other call. The second one. And it says NMD kind of politics a local na politics a the seman for catcheno. Ebi ami ameti me ne nya adwen say aden na wo so uwini a wo de nkofo wo boa me a me so me boa me do betu kwan. Se me do betu kwan a ebi na wo plane ticket na metu ama wo. Me do betu kwan a ebi a na wo kasa wo ko tena hon ma wo chop money bi di kan na me boa. Me do betu kwan a na bi a mo ye school for mpesa mo apply for scholar mo apply some close ade na munya metua mu school fees amamo
specifically mo kasa America
countries bebre obo UK obo France World Cup no was one of them no obo bebre he made mention of a lot of them World Cup no Ghana say be qualify na say qualify ko bi akra ni you understand so politics is local so politics is local and can have be me can share some 24-hour economy but and a policy that they can never explain. So what I say, a policy that they have not been able to explain, a policy which is an end product of a good system. I'm going to say a policy. So what I say, that is how we must understand it. Me am here, Sebi amijina simpi so. Na me man for more bia. Kasa afa Bernard Blee ho a. Sa promise say ebia mo to abama Bernard o de mu nyina ekwa brochire no. Ebia me make sa promise no. Perhaps me promise be say Bernard be establish educational fund. Na ensure say wo university bia ho be kire bia no. Say education fund e betimi abo. Bit imagine na catch them say some American no krampo no. Me nka ne ye. So that is how it is. And you know, this is in not going into the merits and as a demerit of it, you know. The Metia say Pius was standing and speaking on a political platform. Now all Kasano or Kasachre amount for no based on the amount for no almost sentiment or mocha. My more example. Who say free senior high school by yo? My example. What's the free senior high school by no? Me question if you am share. No be a cramba chimotada. Free senior high school no e buy na computer placement e do be to achimota. Me wan na Mr. Bunsu frame me catch me say omo de akola na to achimota. Na emum se obefa ka kra fi safi ho e de be nkran ha no. a bed in the Senate, don't person was a Sunday school, no call Biafin near high. And I'm saying, be a meme compromises meant man quite motor that will be in your hobby call, me a meet any school fees in another man. If you and I catch them, say they will say, Jijin to water to war, so next will be your side, be sir, they're their man, no their call. Mean contest what does
that have to do with promises or no promises? I say I saw your visa and wako. Of course, I want to be called, but I'll say me the mobile call.
And I make out to say me do call say why you be say so there should have been a follow-up question.
Me say your excellency. Campaign message.
Because me that I'm not
money and
money.
Oh, Mr. Sambiali.
Listen. Our it's a journalist too kind. Anyway, come na no ban some ho my president. Could you be there? Well clear.
I think it went to Shraj.
Pocho Shraj report no muhuni bi. So who be the basis for his acquittal no mense muhuni. Mamuni the president gina a friend the Kumasi not acquitting. Simple Shraj mpo aketua wasan cite them crime as your campaign messenger.
Yes, Australian call and say Australian authorities know so many journalists into a bomb by.
So, say, money. So if you are minded in diplomatic sense, one, say yet at the Istanbul passport and 40 years you cannot travel. He said the Mac Brown. You should want Mac Brown. He was just partying because of so a deputy minister. Now you are citing that as your campaign right. So was the president writing saying Sawanya Bonibia. Now should the Americans and the Australians should they come and arrest him? Now that he himself has admitted. Now, the second and the most dangerous aspect of his communication was with the young ladies. Which ya womu makasa wombra ufio maiden. Wombra ufie as a group or as individuals. Because of your political ambitions, so you are corrupting.
So desperate.
You are corrupting these young ladies. I've passed through across Muminim, Pius Agide Nifie, and you want to find out a Juma Ben why I want to see side and then you're very attractive. It is a girl of 15, 16, so of course I feel no. What is going to happen? Now you have the authority to say, headmaster no, downfall. Exam should not be a problem. The headmaster should issue a statement immediately. Minister of Education should issue a statement immediately. The president should now ask Haujide to go and face the Australians on the criminal charges on the border, because now he himself will come down and say, "Oh, me na me biom." Okay, I'm a diplomat. I will see to it. By this, I've copied of the tape. I will write to every diplomatic mission. I will write to every diplomatic mission. Sir, Pius Hadide can never travel to any part of the world. Biom.
Possible.
Why not? Visa fraud. And one of the major border control crimes. I don't come now. You know this. Say as a deputy minister, yakasa we a minister of state. On Mamunu the delegation Asha will say from Australia. Now I consider Crophobia or me journalist account. You can't a president so when you're going to be anti Jamanaka, yet your baby. And another one can so be on Numaka say ye afraid the audience Crawford Subako America.
Tell the home
I heard them
7 hours.
So next week me back. It's not Yamian Patahe. I don't come now. I'll bring you the petition and match to the diplomatic. I'm a diplomat. I know what I'm talking about. He has to be banned and barred from ever traveling outside this country, not even to Togo.
And for
the headmaster of Akosumbo, friends Akwamu. We are watching him.
Okay, so obeka me bia na. Ya bre no ayebe na ka se ekọ yi sinsem kakra, but ebre ni ti ye de besia na mada kodwomoni ase. Na and you say say kojo
I don't share in his opinion.
Okay, and Jerry Ando also eba edema on Ghana Mines Workers Union womo ginesi omasie na ehun sremo na sachumasi ofori chumasi so eba edanase na his excellency PL so ono so eba ono so edanase ye dwumadi ye nuanum bi omo New Jersey America so mo hwe ye pa tinanadu woni ukurusa o se yifa pono mu yi mame hwe na me o se wo mo wo Holiday Inn Hotel a wo New Jersey no mu nyina hwe ye ntino mo am ho nyina na sabere chia mu nyina menu se ebere pam ne behu ye ho yes ebehu ye ho ewie ye de besia na ya de aseda ama perfect man for se omo pamata de maame un se fe pa ye designs ahodo bebre colors bebre shapes bebre sizes bebre your pam say already made ukudu wa de apene kpa no afa wo share ya wo na wo sen no eti from 0244 147212 0244 147212 na also je wo de na hye eno achi bi de aseda ma enyumeku a eton gas e wo Ghana ha womo a eton gas e ka gas e de no aduane womo abetaye chipintin a wo dwumadi mu a enye asanketu akra nti LPG Marketing Companies Association of Ghana LPG Marketing Companies Association of Ghana ye do ma se papa wo se for gas cylinder ne bra wo nchen na womo ebe check so cylinder no e wa hoden wo cylinder na no asili ye se na be ya mframa bi nkofa nchen kofa ha obi ma na dodo nso a wo to no nso no ade a wo mu budi ama sense wani tuam ye ni nyawo ye bu no pepepe 100 na to 100 be bu ama 200 or 200 pepepe se na ko filling station a ye bu fu ama no sa no mo de anitie na hye no nso esan eye Ghana for dia ni nyina ye Ghana for dia iti Ghana for business ye pese peja no se koto mo gas ni bia ama business so tumi peja iti ko mo nchen na koto gas wo ho na wo ankasa ebeboa wo safety so ho hianti no ko na kokoto e wo ho ye be sore so na yakọ Edna entry ya wawuda efiunia ba Erika entry awo ayamfure o se menka nkyerɛ sɛ oma happy birthday na no pay ma memfasa ho kwan yi na menchi abantamafo nyina ne titiro de bantama parliament fo chairman mudi na afi nti mekyia mu nyina na sɛ mudi na yi nti bantama parliament fo mekyia mu nyina na jinsi amafo so mekyia mu na fe mi ama sɔre dan kɛse wɔ airport roundabout Kumasi ɛne asɔre mu nyina mekyia mu nyina yɛ sɔre so yi asɛm maka na mɛkɔso aka sɛ ɔman ne yɛ dia na yɛahwɛ akyekyere ɔman na ahɔhoɔ anipa bi ayɛnsɛm fata ɛbɛkyekyere ɔman no na sɛ ɔmo kyekyere no a wɔn mo kyekyere no sɛdeɛ yɛn yɛ pɛ no yɛ ho bɛtɔ yɛn ɔmo bɛkyekyere sɛdeɛ ɔmo pɛ na bɛwi aseɛ no yɛ ade hyeɛ no yɛbɛda ne nkoa na ɔmo a wɔyɛ ahɔhoɔ no mom abɛda ne ade hyeɛ yɛ waso no otie yakra mo ada mo nyina ase adomdom yɛ ne a dasɛne yɛbɛsɛ nhyia yɛma bye bye